Good morning. It's going for another quick review. As always, not as always, sometimes there's not. What a great lying way to start the video. Sometimes, at my local Kmart, we get the Masters of the Universe figures. So we rarely get a whole wave, and sometimes if we do get, say, wave 1, we won't get wave 2 or 3, or we'll just get wave 3. You're better to buy your waves on the internet now than actually go into big box stores like Kmart and Target and that, because they don't really have all of the figures from lines that you really want. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on and have a look at found a Stratos. So that means I actually did get every figure from this wave, because we have the He-Man there, which is this fellow, and Triclops, which is this fellow. And as always, we have our comparative older figure, the re-release of the 80s He-Man toy. But I watched Masters of the Universe when I was really little, so I don't remember a terribly huge amount. I actually remember more about She-Ra, the Princess of Power, and her bad guys than I actually remember of He-Man's. That being said, though, we've got a new movie coming out, and it looks good. It looks really good. The Trapjaw looks perfect. Beastman looks perfect. I've seen Mechaneck, looks perfect. This is really an homage and a tribute to all that Masters of the Universe was. Very, very highly anticipating that movie. But let's look at Stratos. I keep talking about other stuff and not the figure. Let's get him open. Oh, first have a look at his packaging. As always, the really nice artwork. It's a shame I have to throw all these out. I just don't have room for all these empty packets anymore. But that is nice artwork. Let's rip him open. So we have the little guide on how to destroy your figure. Well, not really. You're supposed to be able to pull them apart and replace the limbs on other characters, but I don't like doing it. It doesn't feel that good. It genuinely feels like it's going to break. And here we have Stratos. Has he got ties? Can't. Okay, there are ties. Let me do this off camera. Now, I always thought Stratos was a bad guy, and that Triclops was a good guy. But I have thus learned recently that that is not the case. Oh, his backpack dropped off. Alright, so here we have the Stratos figure. And where am I going to go so we can see his face? I love that beard. That is ultimate bearddom. This man is the king of Movember. That's very cool. I like that he's got his feetsies out. Whoop. And he has some rockets on the back of his legs. That's clearly where his jetpack goes on. Let's have a look. So this is the jetpack that flew off when I took him out of the package. Just tabs in. Cool. So, okay. You put it in and then pull it down to lock it in. Sort of like a key in. Cool. Put his head up. I'm going to pull the camera down a bit so we can see better. And let's take these out. And they too are on plastic. They have plastic ties. One moment. Alright, and these are his arm wings. And I guess the handles to hold them. How does this look? This is already confusing me. So this would be that side? Okay. I think it is. Do we have to pop his hands off and put them in? Yeah, we're going to have to pop his hands off. Okay. Getting pretty confused with this already. I'm not a smart man. Nah, that's a lie. I'm smart. I'm just lazy. And then pop his hand back in. Alright. Okay. And then he holds onto this little handle. Oop, rip his thumb off. Alright, so I think that's it. Is that how he's supposed to look? Yeah. So I'll pop off the other hand. And plug on this one. And put the hand back on. There we go. And then put his hand around that again. Try not to rip that thumb off. And there we have there we go. That'll work for me. There we have a very cool Stratos figure. So this isn't based on the original cartoon or toy series. It's based on the 2002 series that came out, which is also where these guys come from. So I've got to say, as much for not knowing who the character is, this is a cool figure. I love his giant wings. It's such a strange place to put him on the arms. Kind of makes him feel like he should be in what's it called? With the Birdmen. Flash Gordon. Looks like he'd be more in a Flash Gordon universe. It's making it hard for him to stand up with those wings on, though. It's just balanced him really weirdly. There we go. So I hope you like this review and checking out this figure, and I hope you're all excited about the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe live-action movie coming out, as I am. There'll be some more figure reviews and such coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you're all having a good day. Bye.